Um, Something I'm really looking forward to, which I'm going to be at too, is the Danny Jacobs
Oh,
versus
man.
Canelo fight. And this is why you signed up for DAZN. And this
Mm.
is exactly the reasons why it makes a lot of sense. You're getting your money's worth.
Mm.
And this is a fight that came just, I think, at the perfect time and obviously on a very popular date where a lot of these big events happen. And this is a real fight.
It is a real fight.
A fun fight, a great fight. How has the transition to DAZN been? And how are you looking at this event for the first time of this magnitude
Yeah, well,
happening on this
this is a
platform?
massive moment for DAZN.
Right.
Because we're 6 months in, 6 months, 7 months. We've acquired some unbelievable talent on the platform. Anthony Joshua, Alexander Usyk, Danny Jacobs, Canelo Alvarez, Triple G, Demetrius Andrade, Tevin Farmer, Saur Rungvisai fighting tonight. I mean, like Maurice Hooker, like it's big names have joined the platform. But when you're selling a product like DAZN and saying pay-per-view is dead, this is the future. No more pay-per-view money. You have to provide the pay-per-view fights.
Right.
It's all very well saying, and the content, even without Canelo Jacobs, the content's amazing. But this is the first big pay-per-view fight that DAZN have put on. They had Canelo fielding, they had Joshua Povetkin, but they're just real solid nights. So
this is the fight where guys like my dad say, "Oh,
exactly.
okay."
This is an 800,000 buy pay-per-view on HBO. Those kind of numbers.
Right.
So this is a massive moment for DAZN where they're saying this is a $90 pay-per-view on HBO. Like, you don't have to pay that. You could actually pay that and get a year's subscription with DAZN virtually now. It's a monthly payment. So the fight itself is something I'm so fascinated in because I signed Danny Jacobs 3 fights ago, and he was one of the first guys that sort of took the leap with me. This guy coming over from the UK, and at the time I got him a deal with HBO. We started doing shows on there, and then HBO went out of boxing, and Canelo signed with DAZN, and I thought, wow, this is a real chance for Danny Jacobs. I didn't think Canelo and Golden Boy Promotions would take this fight because I think it's a massive banana skin for them. John Skipper done a great job where he sort of come in and said, no, guys, this is the fight. It's the unified fight. Golovkin's not available. It's the only fight out there. And he put it all together with us and with Golden Boy. Danny gets his chance. I've never been more confident in a 50-50 fight of our guy winning because I think styles make fights, but beyond that, it's kind of like this. And I know like good vibes and stuff like that don't win fights, but it's almost like spiritual, everything Danny's been through in his career and, beating cancer and told he'd never fight again. But he is very, very good. And all this combined, I just really believe he's going to beat Canelo next weekend. And I'm so excited about the fight because it's a brilliant, brilliant fight for DAZN, for the fans, and for the division. 2 great champions unifying.
Absolutely. How's he doing with the weight?
Really good.
He's a big guy.
He is, but
for
people
that.
talk about, the weight. I mean, I actually got a message from his manager, Keith Connolly, just before I come in with a WBC check weight, a 7-day check weight coming in.
Right.
He's like, I don't know, £3 over the limit or something
wow.
like that, £4 over the limit. So he's
Wow.
good. I mean, that would be just after training. He's going to refuel and stuff like that. Canelo requested in the agreement a rehydration clause at £10 on Saturday morning. There's just this idea that Danny can't do this, and what happened once was he boxed Gennady Golovkin, okay, in an IBF fight.
I was there,
and he refused. He just said, "I don't want to do the check weight. I've got my world title.
Right.
I'm not going to do the £10." And it wasn't that he couldn't do it. He just decided, it's not ideal, but it's not going to hurt him. 8 o'clock in the morning, he'll put £12 on, £13 on after the weigh-in. He'll wake up in the morning, he'll be £10, and then he'll refuel again. Probably put another 8 or 10. He'll be massive in the ring next weekend. He'll probably be at least 8, 9, £10 bigger than Canelo. That doesn't mean a lot if you're sluggish or if you're slow, but the size is going to make a big difference in this fight. You've seen with Canelo, he struggles against movers as well. The Lara fight, things like that. Danny can move, but he can stand in a pocket, he can punch. And we've seen that against Gennady Golovkin in his performance. But the confidence levels of Danny Jacobs now are on a new level. And I'm just like, it upsets the apple cart of boxing so much if Danny wins. And I'm really excited about that because I know that if Danny wins, I'll look around ringside. People will be throwing up.
Yeah, we know which ones.
Yeah.
We know the history. It's very difficult to beat Canelo on the cards in a relatively close fight. The selection of the 3 judges was announced a couple of days ago. Are you satisfied?
I'm very satisfied. We spoke to the Las Vegas Commission. They sent us through lists of officials. We had to go back with our not our choices, but ones we didn't want to
Adelaide
officiate.
Bird.
Correct. Yeah,
Okay.
and a number of others as well. And we had to give our reasons, multiple reasons for many people. For me, Moretti and Feldman and Wisefield are probably three of the best judges in the
Top
sport.
notch.
I mean,
Yes.
actually, they did score. They're the same judging panel that gave Canelo the last fight, right? They're exactly the same panel. And it was a close fight. Like the last one was a lot closer than the one
Yeah,
before, in my
agreed.
opinion. But I just think that those three judges are very solid, honest, respectable judges. And, Steve, sometimes it can work the other way. Everybody's talking about Canelo always gets these decisions. Maybe it's a close fight, and maybe we feel Canelo's got it, and they give it to Danny Jacobs this
Right.
time.
Yeah.
But one thing I do know is they are fair and they are honest, and that's all we can ask for. I mean, people talk about Golden Boy's power, and we got a fair bit of power as well now. So like, I think one of Gennadi's problems in the past was it was like a one-man band, GGG, Tom Loeffler and those kind of guys, great, but they weren't the powerhouse of Canelo. And people talk about corruption in sport boxing. That don't exist. I mean, I would know. I do 60 shows a year. But when there is a huge commercial name and he's fighting in Vegas, sometimes with the crowd, with the atmosphere, these judges, they don't cheat. But of course, when you're sitting there at
You're
ringside and the
influenced.
place is going mad,
Sure.
oh, yeah, well, that was a close round. Well, that's a Canelo. So we've got to make sure we put our point across in the rules meeting. But I'm very happy with that panel.